Hello and welcome to episode number 11 of the Long Island Daily Roast. I'm your host, Sal Liotta.
And I'm your host, Gary Lombardi.
And today we have a very special guest, Rich Rowehl. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. This is Rich Rowehl with RP Entertainment. We're a full-service DJ, karaoke, trivia, and backyard movie entertainment company. You tell us what you're looking for. We'll make it happen because we bring the fun.
Awesome. So, Rich, tell us a little bit about where the idea started.
So, back in college, I'm talking like 88, 89, I started as a radio DJ broadcasting only to the dorms of Delhi University. And I had the morning shift. So I was 6 to 10, and my job was to get everybody up after a night of drinking and doing whatever else they were going to do to, get ready for the day. So if you remember the show Opie and Anthony, WBAB, and then other places, they're no longer around. That was my show. It was a crazy morning show to get everybody up, having a good time. And when I graduated college, I went back home, wasn't DJing anymore, and missed it. So at that point, I started working for another company out of Lindenhurst, who is no longer around, but it was Joey D's Entertainment Plus. And I worked for them for probably 2.5 years, had a little bit of a falling out, and said, hey, you know what? I could do this myself. So in 1990, myself and not even my fiance at that point, my wife Pam, decided to set up RP Entertainment. Okay, so RP actually stands for Rich and Pam. And
Okay.
at the point, as so to speak, and we've been DJing part-time on the side ever since. And at one point, we actually had, I'm going to say, 3 or 4 different crews that went out. That was prior to digital music hitting the scene. And as I said, it's been a love for the last 30 years. I don't see myself ever retiring. And I love what I do. And as I said, we bring the fun. So you tell us what that means, and we'll make it happen for any type of event that you might be planning.
That's amazing. I can kind of relate, too, because I was actually a DJ for when I was in high school. I think it was 8th grade to my freshman year of college, I DJ'd. And, when I was a kid, we were starting in teen clubs. I was getting my own side jobs, bought all this equipment. I had speakers. I had 2 Pioneer sets, like, beautiful. This is before, like, the DJM, the DJX, like, the mixers came out.
Yep.
We were mixing on the DJM 350s, the CDJs.
Yep.
With Serato Scratch Live, and now like I see DJs all the time, and they don't even know what Scratch Live is. Everybody's on Serato DJ now.
Yep.
So it's crazy to see how far it's come. Hold on, I think we're losing you.
Yeah, I got another call coming in here. Hold on a second. All right. All right. Are we there?
Yeah, we'll just cut that part out. Let me move
You
it
had-
over.
Great, thank you.
All right, no problem. So yeah, we were taking over. We were loving it. As kids, you would make like $300 to $500 on a gig, and it was so much fun. But then later in life, like when you started to get consistent work, and we're struggling around trying to get jobs, it was like, you know what, let me get a full-time job. And then unfortunately, that great hobby that you had that was making money becomes like behind you, and I miss it every single day. So I know exactly how you felt.
Well, let's talk, Sal, because I'm always looking for good talent.
Definitely. I would love to get back into it. So the company's been around since 1990.
That's correct.
Wow. So you've been in business for what, 23 years now?
Well, if you do the math, yeah, I guess so. Yep.
23.
Yep.
Wow. So the DJing aspect is one part of your business, but I see here you have karaoke, trivia, which I need to know more about because that sounds really cool, and then the backyard movies. So walk me through kind of those other three categories and how that thought process went into maybe I should offer this.
Yeah. So when I was working for the other company that I mentioned previously in Lindenhurst, not only was I a DJ MC for them, but I was also a KJ, or a karaoke jock, where I was actually working with them during the week, Monday through Thursday, at local bars, restaurants, pubs, what have you, doing a karaoke show. And basically, for those that don't know what karaoke means empty voice. So it's basically a program where the music is supplied, usually background musicians create a track, and then there's words that actually populate on a screen, so the person who's standing on stage can sing along with the music. So again, when I stopped working for the other company, I was DJing and doing MC, and then I started getting requests for karaoke again. So then we started at that point buying CDJs, or CDs with graphics on it, at $35-$40 a disc, because you had copywriting and publication and all that kind of stuff that you had to worry about. But that's how we got into the karaoke side of it. And before we went fully digital with our karaoke, we were up to, I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 250, 300 discs, 6,000, 7,000 songs. Now that we're digital and we use different databases and software, we're probably closer to 200,000 songs that people can actually, log in and see what we have, and then send us a text to my computer. Okay, we want to sing this, and we're starting to do karaoke in the clubs again, in the bars and restaurants. But we also added on as a service to our DJ and MC work. But we can also do it as a standalone option as well if you have a crowd that really likes to sing and have a good time. So that's the karaoke piece of it. And when I was doing the karaoke, someone came to me and said, "Hey, can you do a trivia night?" So I said, "Well, I've never done a trivia night before, so why not?" So I looked into it, and there's actually a company that I started working with many, many years ago called Pub Stumpers. And it's a 14-week program where you set up at the bar. They give you all kinds of propaganda and literature and what have you to promote the event. But they also give you 14 weeks worth of trivia, whether it be sports, political, geoscience, anything you can possibly think of from a question that might come out that happened at some point in history. It's going to be in there. So it may ask you, what is the element for whatever let's say gold is. What is the periodic element for gold? Or what happened back in 1936 in this particular country? So where it really works well is when you have 4, 5, 6 people in a group answering the questions together, as opposed to somebody who is just sitting there by themselves and answering questions, unless of course they're on Jeopardy every week.
I was just gonna say that, like Jeopardy.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
cool.
Well, that's what it is. And but what you're doing is, you're sitting there and you got 6 or 7 people, or I want to say 4 or 5. You don't want to do any more than that because then it starts getting out of hand. But when you have 4 people putting their heads together, and it's a lot of fun because we ask the questions. They write down the answers. It's either multiple choice or fill in the blank. We have a couple of musical choices, which is, okay, this is the song and artist. Who is it and what's the name of the song? And then in between, we go over it and people pass their papers around. So table next to you is going to get your paper. You get their paper. And then we go through it and have a lot of fun answering the questions and marking up the test papers, if you will. There are some other digital things out there, or digital items that or programs that are available now. I'm starting to look into that, but I still like the Pub Stumpers concept. And then the last piece is backyard movies. Where, we have a big blow up screen that we set up in somebody's backyard. complete with stakes. That way, if it's a windy day, it's not going to blow over on you. We have a projector that projects up onto the screen, and they normally supply the DVD, or if we're going to live stream, which we can, we're usually logging into their Disney account or their Google account, or their Netflix or their Hulu or whatever it is, and streaming whatever movie they want, as long as there's a strong signal, to the laptop and in the backyard. But what we also do is we put two powered speakers next to the screens. That way, regardless of where you're sitting in that backyard, up on the deck, in front, whatever, you're going to hear the movie that's playing. And we've also used that for karaoke and other stuff as well.
Yeah, you pop up the lyrics, right? That's cool.
What's that?
You pop the lyrics up?
Yeah.
And that is a nice crowd out. My neighbor does that during the summertime, and everyone comes with their chairs and loves sitting out under the trees and watching the movies, Yeah. So I'm curious, Rich, two things. Pam works with you full time?
She does not. Well, she works for me, yes, but she works for a school system as well. But she is my my bookkeeper and my office coordinator. A lead comes in, and she's the one that is getting back to them after speaking with me about the party itself and what we should provide. But she's the one that gets back to everybody. So yes.
And this is your main source of income for yourself in particular?
It is not. It is not.
Okay.
It's actually a side income and always has been. But it's one of those things that sometimes the year is pretty good. Sometimes it's a little lean. My full-time job is actually as a retirement plan consultant. I help companies set up and manage their retirement plans, and I help employees determine what they need to be doing on a quarterly, semi-annual, annual basis in order to have the retirement that they want. So, I'm like that commercial for, was it CFP, where the guy's like, I'm going to tell you to do this, that, and the other thing, and he's actually a DJ on the side. Well, it's funny. That is me, but I know both very well.
And how do you promote your business? How do you get the business? Word of mouth? Is there a source of advertisement that you use?
Yeah, actually, I've been using Facebook and Instagram mostly, which has been very successful for me, especially during the pandemic. And I just wanted to segue into what I was doing there to pivot a little bit. When March of 2020 hit, I found myself out of about 12 jobs in the matter of 3 months. So, most of my jobs in March, April, and May canceled at that point. And I found myself, not having any work because of the pandemic. So what I did 2 weeks into the pandemic, after I saw a parade from my daughter's old school go past the house, with the principal and the assistant principal and a whole bunch of teachers. They had their cars decorated. They were, blowing their horns and saying, "We miss you. Can't wait for you to come back." I said, "Wait a minute. They're missing the most important piece, music." So I said, "Well, I got a van. I have a 110 outlet. Let me see if I can set up my DJ system in my van," which I did. And at that point, the drive-by DJ division of RP Entertainment was started. And in the months of March, April, and May, I probably did about 150 to 175 different drive-through leading birthday parades and graduation celebrations and ceremonies, setting up my DJ system again out of my van, since we weren't able to have parties in a backyard or in a catering hall or what have you. So why I mention that is that's where my I guess Facebook and Instagram feeds basically blew up, and I became part of a lot of the moms groups, and was referred out by a number of different people on Facebook, and only recently and only because it's something I needed to do, we did set up a website. and we also are, doing some Facebook and Instagram marketing as well through an outside firm.
Yeah, I thought that was a great idea. I said that was really skillful. During the pandemic, people were really restricted,
Yep.
and you were mobile and reaching a lot of people with your mobility and giving entertainment, and that was a great idea, you know?
That is a
It
great
was,
idea.
but and there was some great stories that came from that too. Not only from what it meant to the kids to get out of the house and onto the driveway or their lawn to dance a little bit.
Right.
Surprised how many positive stories and heartfelt stories I heard from adults that were in a bad way with this whole pandemic and was able to turn their world around with a little bit of music. It was great.
It's amazing what music can do.
Yeah, really is.
What is it? What is it that sets you apart from another entertainer? What do you think anyway? What would make people like to go with Rich? Because you have a variety of skills here,
Yeah.
and I'm just curious what your claim to fame is.
I think the biggest thing is the fact that yes, I offer DJ and karaoke and trivia and backyard movies. But when you hire me, you're hiring 30 years worth of party planning experience.
Hmm.
I'm not just your DJ. I can help you find the hall. I can help you find the photographer, the videographer, the caterer. I can help you find, the tents and linens and chairs because I have all of those contacts behind me.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
yes, I offer DJ and karaoke and trivia and backyard movies, but I really get to know my clients and my prospects. I'm not just asking them about, okay, what kind of music do you like and who's your favorite artist. I'm asking them about, okay, what venue have you chosen? Who you're working with over there? Do you have a phone number for them? Maybe I could chat with them about what they're bringing to the event or what they have at the event and what maybe I can bring from an uplighting standpoint or some other things that we can add to enhance the atmosphere that they may not be thinking of. I'll actually walk through a venue with a bride and groom to say, okay, I'll be set up over here. The photo booth will be set up over here because we also offer that through another company that I network with. And confirm everything with the maitre d, with whoever's going to be running that party to make sure that what we're talking about is actually going to work. So it's
Yeah.
not like showing up there and okay, where am I setting up?
Yeah. Wonderful. Very professional. Very precise. Professional. You take the stress out of it and confusion.
Yeah,
Right?
You could
Yeah.
tell. You could tell Rich is a people person.
Yeah.
I,
You know, how could you not love this guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
if you can't get along with me, there's a problem. That's what I've heard a number of times.
Yeah. So, what is your aspiration for the future with this? It's just something you want to just maintain as a source of side income, but it gives you pleasure and enjoyment, or are you looking to grow it in any way? What's your attitude towards future business?
Well, I'd like to continue. Obviously, let's say, today, tomorrow, next week, next month, what I'm doing. But if there was a way to, let's say, scale this business, whether it be by bringing on additional crews or taking what I've learned over the last 30 years and possibly franchising it, and if that was able to, let's say, replace my current income from the day job, then by all means, I mean, this is what I love to do, and I really could do both. And what I mean by that is there's a concept called edutainment, which is education / entertainment. So why not teach people whatever you're going to teach them by adding music and entertainment to it as well? A lot of times it sticks with them a lot more and they remember things a lot more when it has that entertainment aspect to it.
So,
Somebody standing up in front of a room
mhm.
and preaching from a pulpit,
Yeah.
giving a lecture in a lecture hall. So again, that might be something that down the road it happens, and you just have to set the framework and the groundwork to make it happen.
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. I went to college 2 years from audio production.
Okay.
I was supposed to work for Sony.
Mm-hmm.
And after I finished, I hated. I knew everything. You know, they were trying to teach me like music theory. I have a passion for music, but sitting there and try. You know, I'm not playing a guitar. You know, I was a producer. I made music on Ableton, and you know, I was really good with Pro Tools. So, you know, I go based on my ear. I just feel like music is one thing that can't be taught. You can't teach creativity. Every single DJ you see spin has their own style, their own flow. You know, you have DJs that mix at 128. You have DJs that mix at 80 BPM. You know what I mean? It's just everybody's got their own style, their own. You can't teach that. It's something, and it's sad because I think the whole DJing, the want for like a young guy to go and start DJing is like slowly just shooting out the window. It's too easy to play music now. You know?
Yeah.
iPhone to a Bluetooth, and there you go. The whole party's got music. We're taking away that aspect where the party was built around the DJ.
Right.
You know, and that's what I think COVID had something to do with that, because the whole nightclub situation, you know, events, it's all starting to dwindle down, and it's a shame. Like I got a lot of respect for a lot of DJs. I had a lot of fun growing up, and
you want to show us also, Rich, your mixer there? Let's see if you bring the camera down. Show the audience what we have.
See if I could do that. Hold on a second. All right. So this is the system.
Let me see. Let's see. Okay, that adds some light to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So not only do you have what I use, which is virtual DJ. I don't know if I'm looking at that the right way here.
Yeah.
But that's the program that we use with our database of 2 terabytes worth of music. Everything from 40s all the way up to top 40 and current, and then we also have a couple of subscription services where we can stream music live and find something on the fly if we need to. And then this here is our DJ console, and it's my Pioneer DDJ SX2, which definitely is different than the Technics 1200s that I used to work with.
They're losing them, Sal.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear your voice, but we're losing the visual.
the screen a little bit. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. That's a 4-channel mixer, right?
It is, yes. It is a 4-channel mixer. Okay, and then we have bass spins and a whole bunch of other tools of the trade, so to speak, to rock any size party.
And do you? So you're a master of ceremony. Do you sort of get up there with your energy and direct things and promote things and get the excitement going? Is that part of your function?
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is a big part of giving a party, right?
Yeah. And a lot of times when we do some of the bigger parties, like the Sweet 16s, the bar mitzvahs, the bat mitzvahs, the weddings, it's somebody else that is just DJ. And not me, because I'm good at what I do, but there's others like Sal can mention, Ed, that are much better at it than others. So when you have, a DJ strictly doing DJ work and an MC out in the crowd getting everybody hyped up, it just adds to the excitement, and that's what I enjoy. So even though I may do a lot of parties where it's just one person to DJ and MC. We're definitely, out there in the crowd, entertaining everyone, regardless if it's 1 or 2 people.
That's wonderful. That really is. That's
A good MC will change the whole party.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know? I don't know why the screen keeps coming out like that. So have you seen you've definitely seen an increase in work since COVID, right?
I have, and it was steady during COVID because of the whole drive-by DJ situation. But because of that, when things started opening up and people were having the backyard parties under a tent, or something where they could gather under the rules that were in place at that time, they thought of me because I was there when they needed me most, so to
Yeah.
speak. So yes, it's been a steady roll. As far as the parties that have come in from that, parties that have come in from referrals of other people that have used me in the past, uh, and recommendations. Facebook, some of the leads come in from there. And as I mentioned, we're just starting to put a website together, and design something, that can show who we are, for somebody that may not know and doesn't want to go to Facebook or Instagram to figure out who we are.
Yeah, of course. I think especially this day and age, like I'm a digital marketer, so I know exactly what you're saying.
Yep.
The your social footprint is literally everything nowadays. Just because there's so many people with that kind of knowledge that they could bring you in without even having a legit business.
Yep.
It's a curse in disguise, really, because there's a lot of unqualified people. Like you said, you got 30 years in the field. There's guys that are coming in 2 years in the field saying that they got 20 years.
Right.
And people really don't know what they're buying anymore. They're buying what they see. Not more as like the word of mouth. When I was DJing, word of mouth was, especially for DJs, it's incredible.
Yep.
Because when somebody loves you, they love you. Like they always think that DJ was awesome.
Yep.
Any party, any event, I'm calling that guy. But it's when like you're picking up new work that doesn't correlate with each other, it's harder
Yep.
to pick up those jobs. So I get what you're saying for sure.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is too is nowadays more so than it was in the past before social media and what have you. People knew who you were, they knew what you were all about, and now with social media, as you said, Sal, everybody and their brothers calling themselves a DJ and could be promoting somebody else's pictures and everything else out there as their own, which is wrong.
Yeah.
And today, what I'm finding is that we do have a lot of education that I'm doing with the people that call about, okay, so why are you different than somebody else? What do you bring to the table? And that all comes down to the cost of everything too. Okay, what is the cost of an event? What does it take to run your event? Not only for the 4 hours that I'm there entertaining everyone, or 5.5 if it's a wedding, but all of the legwork behind the scenes, okay, and the work that's done, putting set lists together and meeting with the clients 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 times before we get to their main event. That all has a cost to it, and unfortunately, what we're seeing in our industry these days is a lot of lowballing, a lot of undercutting, which is hurting some of the DJs like myself that have 30 years of experience and can generate let's say a larger dollar because of that, because we're having to deal with the guys that are going out for half that.
Yeah, it's extremely cutthroat, right?
It is. It's unfortunate, but again, coming back to the education, that helps a lot in showing a client or a prospective client who you are, what you're all about, and why our rates are what they are.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, the personality and how you engage with your audience at the party and all the service that goes along with it and the connections, and it's worth the difference if you want to have a fun party.
It is. It definitely.
Yeah.
So, Rich, let me ask you,
Yeah.
if there's one thing you could say to a upcoming DJ, somebody who just wants to get into it, even besides that, a small business owner, an entrepreneur, somebody who wants to get their foot in the door and start just doing, what would you say to them?
I would say love what you do first and foremost. Okay, if it's a job and you're going to your job from 9 to 5 and it's not something you love, it's not going to last. You have to love what you do, because if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
I love that. I love that saying.
Yeah, so true.
It really is true. It really is.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Somebody that's just starting out in their own business, or somebody that's starting out as a DJ, whatever it might be, again, you got to love what you do, because if you do, you'll never work a day in your life, and you'll be happy.
And perform a service of some sort. Yeah, perform a service, right? Which you are doing.
Exactly, exactly. And I think the other thing that I would say is, commit to it. Okay, don't do it as a well, I'll do it a little bit here, a little bit there. Commit to it. Okay, if you're going to be a DJ, okay, learn what other DJs are doing. And what I would say is find a mentor, find somebody that you look up to, that you want to inspire to be at some point. Okay, if it's somebody that owns a multi operational DJ company where they have 10 people going out. Okay, get to know that person, work with them, learn from them. Okay, and again,
good mentor.
Yeah.
Apprentice. Yeah.
And somebody that you can grow along with as well. So maybe find somebody else, okay, as like an accountability partner, if you will, okay, that you're learning together with in whatever you're doing, whether it's DJ, whether it's another business, but having somebody that can hold you accountable for your actions on a day-to-day basis to try and help you, grow your business or learn your business or whatever it is extremely helpful. And folks, like you have an accountability partner where you can bounce things off of them. So that helps as well.
I'm curious, as you're speaking, I said, how many jobs would you estimate over 30 years that you have done? What would you guess?
I would say it's in the the thousands. I can't even put a number on it.
Yeah, I was trying to like expect a number, but I'm like 30 years. That's a lot of time.
Unless I had a huge database where everything was was connected, and I do now, but that's only been in place for about 10 years. It's in the, I wouldn't say tens of thousands, but it's in the thousands.
That's amazing.
Quite a bit, yeah. That's
and now, if there's one thing you could say to a future client who's looking for a DJ, what would you say?
Experience. Okay, get to know who is going to be providing your entertainment. Okay, interview them, get to know them, meet them a number of times. Okay, entertainment is probably the second most important option when planning a party. First is the venue. Where are we going to have it? Okay, and the caterer, obviously. But then the third part, or the second part, is your entertainment. So get to know that entertainer what's the word I'm looking for? Intimately. There we go. Get to know them. Get to understand what they're all about, and feel comfortable with them. If you don't feel comfortable with them from the very beginning, how are you going to feel comfortable with them when they're DJing or entertaining at your party? If you feel like they're trying to sell you something, they probably are. Okay, get to know your entertainer, feel comfortable with them, and learn from them. Okay, ask them questions. How did you handle this situation, and what do you think about this? Again, somebody with my experience, 30 years, I've seen it all. I've done it all. Okay, I've been to places where they don't have a catering staff. So what am I doing? I'm serving food. Okay, I'm helping them cut the cake, but I'm also the DJ and MC as well. So, how many hats can you wear at a potential party? Okay, it doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, I'm ready to jump in and make it work. So that would be the only if somebody was saying, okay, what do we need to do? That's what I would say is get to know your entertainer, and get to know them intimately and feel comfortable about them providing services at your party.
I think that is so important, and you really shed light on that. And you should at that first meeting, because it's entertainment, and entertainment should make you feel happy and comfortable. So if that person doesn't have that persona about them when you first meet them to give you that impression, then you really, maybe they're having a bad day, so you look a little further. But for the most part, they really may not be a fit for you.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to tell Rich that, like, first impressions, especially in the DJ industry, are huge. You can never get that back, you know?
You can't.
You can't get that back, and it's extremely important. That's incredible. Well, Rich, we want to thank you for coming on our show. We love this conversation. It was great speaking with you. How can our audience get in touch with you?
2 ways. Phone number right now, which might change in the future, but temporarily it's 516-313-3278. That's my personal cell number directly. Or you can visit us at our newly developed and in progress website, www.rpentertainmentli.com. And the only reason I had to put LI on the back there is because there's a company in, I believe it's Japan, who's a K-bop or K-pop type promoter. And if you type in rpentertainment.com, that's what you're going to get. So remember, rpentertainmentli.com is our newly formed and in progress website.
Great. So we want to thank everyone for watching. For all of Rich's information, it'll be linked in the description box down below. This is episode 11. We're doing a lot of filming this week, so expect a lot of content in the next upcoming weeks. One more thing I had to say. We have merchandise out on our website for any of the audience who's wanting to support the podcast. You can head over there. We got sweatshirts, hoodies, mugs, anything you want. It's there. I'm Sally Yoda.
I'm Gary Lombardi.
And I want to thank you for watching the Long Island Daily Roast. Rich, sign us off.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me, guys. And tune in. These are very exciting episodes.
Rich, great meeting you. Good
Pleasure.
luck.
Nice meeting you as well. Take care now.
Okay. All right. Take care.